Hello. Okay, guys. Hi, and welcome to Trucking Along with Kearsey. That's me, your positive voice in trucking. We're going to see if we can get this up because Oh, there's TJ and Jeff. Hi, guys. Yeah, happy Monday. Um, I just wanted to give you guys an update of things that have been going on with me. TJ, I know you saw that I had some surgery, and it wasn't actually planned. I had an appointment to come get my eyes checked out back in November, and I think that people sometimes put off doctor's visits that maybe they should take. They should make sure that they go to, and when there's nothing wrong with us, we feel like, okay, we don't need to go to the doctor. Well, I had my regular eye exam back in November where I got my glasses and my contacts, and my doctor had told me that there's been a progressive change in my eyes over the past few years, and he was concerned and told me to go to a surgeon. So I went to the surgeon in January, and they had told me that if I didn't have a certain surgery within the next few years, that it was possible I could actually get like tunnel vision and have no peripheral vision and go blind. And that's not good. Procrastination, that's right. Trucking with Tom Bell. That's not good. Procrastination's not good. So I did go in January, and I had a follow-up exam last week, and apparently circumstances changed, and my progression got so much worse that basically, hey Sean, how you doing? And Trike Rider, you guys are a little bit blurry because I did get the surgery on my eyes. Um, but basically, there was just like so much pressure building up in my eye that my eye shape was changing. So they did do a laser surgery, which was really good, and Prime's been really great. And you know, I got it done, and it's going to be a couple weeks before I can get back to work and get back on the road. So I really do appreciate all you guys commenting and everything. And if you see the screen, our channel raised over $300 this month for Meals on Wheels. Woohoo! And I didn't actually make the donation yet, but I will, and then I'll do as I normally do, and I'll post it, so everybody can see it. But I just think it's really cool that you guys have been helping out. I've been getting money sent on the Cash App, and on these the last live chat that we did, the live feed, people were giving super chats, so it's like so awesome. Jen and Sean, it's so cool to see you in here. John, I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm doing better. It's a little fuzzy and a little dark. It's almost like I'm walking around with sunglasses on all the time. I'm get a little sensitive to light, but in a couple weeks I'll be fine. And you know, one of the symptoms that really, one of the after effects that could have happened that really scared me was a possible torn retina or a glare in your eyes that would never go away. Like once they do the eye laser, um, that was like one of the symptoms that occurs. And Tom Bell, you know what? I am giving you a wrench because I do that for all the channels that come in here. So guys, if you haven't gone and checked out um, Trucking with Tom Bell, go do that. And Trike Rider, for those of you who don't know, Trike Rider is a newly upgraded lease op at Prime. I don't know, when did you upgrade? Like 2 months ago, 6 weeks ago, something like that. Um, That's right. Chasing America says I'll be back to trucking along, and I will be. And it's kind of funny because You guys have noticed that I made a lot of videos from hotel rooms. And what I usually do is like when I take off time for the truck being in the shop, or maybe I take some classes at Prime, or I wasn't taking home time in Jersey just because of the whole coronavirus thing. You know, it's a little difficult to come back into the terminal. Um, it's like Prime doesn't want us coming into the terminal for 2 weeks after we get off of home time. It's kind of hard for me to do when I'm teaming because I use the terminal in order to build up my miles. I'll wind up taking a load and then drop it off when we're teaming and drop it off early and then get another load to rack up our miles. So that kind of impedes that for me. And well, anyway, uh, it's just been a little crazy. I did have a student. She was not very safe. Um, Trucking with Tom Bell, having a wrench on my channel that makes you a moderator. You can post links. So if you do have a video that you want people to see, or sometimes I know some trucking channels, they have Facebook groups or something like that. You can go ahead and post your link. Um, I think it's Next Gen. He has a keto uh, diet type of Facebook group. So I know there were people that were coming and going and doing like that. And with my channel, I really like for people to meet other people. I think it's really important for new drivers to get a variety of different opinions and a lot of different companies. So people who come to my channel that are already in trucking, I really try to, get a feel for what company you're with, what division are you with, that kind of thing, because I think it's good to have a positive outlook with everything. And then that way, we can build the next generation of truckers and do it in a positive light rather than these old cranky people that are out here saying boo hoo and trucking's going to rip you apart and all that. Screw you. But anyway, I had a student that I really didn't think was very safe, to be honest with you. And so I had already asked for her to be removed from the truck, and then I wound up with going to this doctor last Friday, and they were like, no, we're going to schedule your surgery for a week from now. So, um, you know, just things happen so fast. And I was actually assigned another student that I was supposed to coming home. I was supposed to just come home for home time and then go back on the road. But when I wound up going for that doctor's appointment during my home time, things just changed. And unfortunately, the student that I was supposed to be picking up, she and I had a great conversation on the road, and I think she would have probably been good, but you know, so, what's up with all of you people? Where is everybody? Hans says Prime almost hit me the other day. Almost hurt the dude. Well, don't do that, Hans, because it might be one of our subscribers. We don't want to do that. We want to help people. You should have gotten out and given him my phone number and said, here you go. Hmm. John, I plan on listening to my doctor. You know, they scare you because they're like, oh, there could be bleeding behind the eyes after the surgery and torn retinas and all that scary stuff. So I was really nervous. And I think the whole idea of having a glare, they basically said permanent glare. Um, and as a truck driver, it basically, they said it would be like driving at night with all the halos. Would it be constant all the time? And that's scary. Yo, Mark, how you doing? Tom says I use terminals to extend my driving day. You can always find parking at 2 a.m. That is absolutely true. Absolutely. I rode 62 miles per hour the other day. It was a peaceful day. You know what, Tom? You're making fun of us turtles at Prime. That's not fair. uh, that's okay. You put my name into your dictionary. so that it comes out right. So I I do want to do something that I thought would be a cool idea of you guys send me in pictures of you guys in front of your trucks. And especially if you're newly upgraded, trike rider, if you're still in here, make sure you email me a picture of you in front of your truck. Um, because I came up with this idea that somebody said to me, it feels like forever that I'm in training and it's taken forever and I just can't wait to get that truck. And I was thinking, well, if I have pictures of people that are either already driving or, just newly upgraded and said, hey, look, we did it, you can do it, and you'll be one of us one day, then, it might give them some motivation. But Jen and Sean, how are things going with you guys? Uh, yeah, my email is truckingalongfun@gmail.com. It is on my about page. It's also on the bottom of my links. Oh, Chasing America. No, I don't care about. I want it all different pictures of all different companies and all different drivers, not just Prime. I never want this channel to be just about Prime, just because we're really a you know, it seems like on YouTube we're a pretty good community uh, that support each other. And yes, there are some that are drama, and there are some that aren't, and there are some that, you know, kind of commingle in there. And that's great. I love some of the drama channels. You guys have seen me on a couple of the others. But I don't know. I guess I'm sorry if I seem like I'm rambling. One of the one of the effects of this surgery is not only the light sensitivity, but I'm taking these eye drops that it sounds crazy, but it actually, I can taste in my mouth. I can taste the eye drops, which is just disgusting. But I missed everybody. I miss you guys. Um, Hans, check that out. Woohoo! Hans is making a really cool donation to me with the super chat. That's $20. That's awesome. Again, as usual, everything is going to wind up everything's going to wind up getting donated. Wait a minute. You guys are at home? You might be heading back to Indiana tomorrow. That means your truck still didn't get fixed. This married couple, they got a brand new Peterbilt, had two loads. I think it was their second load, right, guys? And the truck broke down, and you know, I haven't kept up with them just because I've been a little nuts. Woohoo! Tom says Millis Transfer gave me a brand new 2021 Kenworth. Woohoo! Took the plastic off the seats. That's awesome. 9 months in the business and they give me a brand new truck. That is totally awesome. I am so proud. Woohoo! Make sure that you send me a picture. I want to put it up. Peterbilt is still working on their truck. That sucks. That sucks. And you know what? It's like one of the things that people kind of make me laugh when I hear brand new students and they'll say, I want a Pete, I want a Pete. You know, if you don't know, if you've never driven anything before, how do you know what you want? You have to have some experience. And just because you get a brand new truck, just like you see my friends here did, um, you know, you can still have problems. So again, guys, I want to thank Hans Google over there for giving us the $20 towards the Meals on Wheels. And by the way, sung on here that has the Peterbilt in the shop, his wife is Jenny that was on my community tabs post of the picture of me and Jenny. I love these two. They are totally awesome. And it's really cool that I get to meet some of the subscribers here. I met them when she just happened to email me with an issue and I was able to help them. And I've got to have dinner with them and I spent a whole day of shopping with her. Oh my gosh. Like people think that because you're a company driver, you don't have a life. And I got to tell you, I do. But anyway, I was talking about some of the videos. A lot of the videos that I've showed were me in hotel rooms. And usually what I'll do is if I take home time or I take downtime with the truck or even get a 34 on the road, I'll just film a whole bunch of videos and then I try to stagger them out and use them as fillers when I don't have time to actually record on the road. So what what happened was that student that I had, she was just so unsafe that I really couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep, and I certainly didn't have any time to record videos. So I had I had a batch of videos that I hadn't even looked at or edited or anything. That when I got time, I just went through them real fast and I posted them up. And just to be able to give you guys something, because I felt bad, I hadn't posted in a month. It sucked. I miss everybody. Uh, Bryson, hi, how you doing? Change skirts and record multiple videos. Well, guess what? That's what I do. Well, it's not that I change there, but I mean, like, I'll take a few days and then I'll just record three or four. And sometimes I just I don't even like what I recorded, and then I'll just erase them and throw them away. You know what you can do? Be the sponsor of a truck race. One time someone just did that. What is that? What do you mean? Explain, John, please. Woohoo! Bryson! Bryson just donated $20, and now I got Hans and Bryson. Woohoo! I appreciate you guys so much. That's so awesome. Um, and you know what? I am giving out the money for the referrals too, the referral bonuses. So I did get a couple of those this month. In addition to our last chat and the Cash App. So, and of course, the videos, just watching um, the videos and the ads is helping generate some money. So that's really cool. Trucking with Tom says, I always thought it was easy to do YouTube videos until I started recording. I deleted so many. Absolutely. And, you know, I had a really sucky phone, and that's a whole nother issue. That is a whole nother issue. I had a really sucky phone that was only like $250, and it didn't want to record. There are some awesome channels that have invited me to go on and do like interviews with them, and I couldn't do it. And it seems like I know they think that I'm being snobby or something, but it's not. It's that my phone wasn't capable to stay online with them. Like when I tried it with Red Monkey Trucking, for any of you that haven't checked, use you hear Mac? That's my Jersey accent. For any of you guys that haven't checked out Red Monkey, make sure you go back and say hi to him and tell him I sent you, um, because they're just I just love I just love Red Monkey. I love Red Monkey. But again, I can't believe Hans and Bryson, they're so awesome. You're heading to Iowa. Where are you now? But yeah, Tom, so my phone sucked and I couldn't do interviews and I couldn't edit on the phone. It wouldn't record a video for more than like 5 minutes before it shut off because it really didn't have any storage space or anything. So then I tried to, yeah, see, you upgrade it. And I broke my phone when I was in Springfield like 3 weeks ago. And I wound up to broke this whole screen. The screen was all freaking out. I wound up going and buying a brand new phone that just came out. It's like a Samsung A71 something and or 71A, something like that. I don't know. But you spend $600 or $700 on a phone, you expect it to work. And I liked it. I really liked it. And then all of a sudden, when I got back home, it just stopped ringing. I was not receiving any calls at all. So I wound up replacing that, and now I got a new phone. And I upgraded even more. This one's really cool though. It has this flip case thing. It's an LG, and it has dual screens. It's like so cool. So I am going to try to see if I could start bringing people in to my chats and doing interviews. And I'm also going to see if I can get on other people's channels because I really like the camaraderie. I like all of that sharing. So, John says they had a stock car race. These trucks were going on a racetrack and one went over 100 miles. Woo! Well, I definitely know that was not a prime truck. Mm. South Beloit, Illinois. Okay, guys, tell me which one of you have been to South Beloit because the first time I went there as a brand new driver, it was completely foggy. Could not see the lit up marquees of the truck stops. I knew the pilot was there only because it was my it was my fuel stop. And so I had to get out in the middle of the street and go and put flashlights down so that I could see where to turn in. It was crazy. Hans says he needed some repairs. Decided to stay at the stupid TA. Ooh, I don't like that place. That's in Wyoming. Mark's been there to Beloit, Illinois. Down to 4 hours on my 70. Tomorrow will be an easy day. Yeah, I don't let that happen. I'm lazy. I take my 34 every week. I do. So, is anybody stuck down in the really bad weather? I know Chasing America, you guys are probably stuck in a bunch of rain and hurricane winds and yucky stuff. And again, if you're just coming in, Bryson Glegg and Hans Google, they both donated $20 each to the Super Chat, which will be getting donated to Meals on Wheels. Again, gotta appreciate you guys. I love yous all. I'm a little miffed that my good buddy over Wildbeard Trucking isn't on here right now, but it's probably a little late for him. So if you don't know Wildbeard Trucking, go check him out too. He is another very positive person who just loves helping people. And he's like such an honest guy. He really is. I love him to death. Road Ranger. Always spots open. Chasing America. See, they're down in the Georgia area. Anne Marie, how are you tonight? Thanks for popping in. Your family's down in Florida. I hope everybody's safe and, you know, they stay stuffed in. Oh my gosh, Hans, you are so sweet. He says buy you some coffee on your downtime. That is so sweet. Thanks so much. I appreciate it. So we're up to $50 tonight. Just in this one chat, we're up to $50 in 25 minutes to go to Meals on Wheels. That's like so awesome. Ohio has plenty of rain. Yeah, well, it was raining really bad here for a while. They said tomorrow we're going to get stuck with the 50-mile-per-hour winds. I'm kind of glad I'm not out in it anyway. Well, I don't know how to donate to whom, where, why, what, so yeah. I donate to Final Mile if that matters. Oh, that's awesome. You know what? That's really cool. And totally appreciate it. I was doing Meals on Wheels just because of COVID. You know, I have a mother who's older and she doesn't admit it, but I know she's a little afraid to go out with everything that was going on, and she didn't want to go to shopping, and she's she's in her 80s, you know, and I thought, wow, like I went and stocked up a bunch of food for her, and then I was afraid to come home, so I wound up ordering stuff online for her just to make sure that, she had everything from Amazon. So, um, oh, Mark, that's so sweet. Mark says that he's going to commit $20. He's just going to have to change his password to do it. That's totally awesome, Mark. I appreciate that. I do have Cash App. I do have PayPal. Uh, if you hit me up in my email or and you're really interested, then that's cool. If not, I I do have PayPal. Uh, so again, like check that out. Hans is already up to $30. I got bracing over there at 20. This is like so awesome. But we got Mark ready to give 20. That's like it's really great. So Anne Marie, what kinds of cool info did you see over on Trucking Truth? Because you were over there giving some information. So you know, they just opened up my mom-in-law's nursing home last weekend for outdoor visitors and closed it this weekend. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. See, that's scary. And you know what? I was watching, I don't have anything to do because things are still blurry. Like I have this screen enlarged so big right now just so that I can see what you guys are saying. And so I was watching a lot of documentaries, and when polio was really big back in the 20s and 30s, that's what the parents would do. They would stand outside the window and wave to their kids inside. They had these steps that led up to the windows. It was crazy. My email is truckingalongfun@gmail.com. It's down underneath the videos and it's also on my about page. She does PayPal. She doesn't want another app. Yeah, I know. I don't blame you. Like, and that's what happened too. I wound up getting that new phone 3 weeks ago, got all my apps on it, had to sign into everything, arranged everything the way I want it, and then what happens? The stinking phone winds up breaking. So, um, you know, they, of course, they transferred the apps, but then you still have to go back and log into each one, and people think, oh, it's going to take, a little bit of time. But but yeah, Anne Marie, the Meals on Wheels, um, like there's been a 90% increase of older people putting in requests for Meals on Wheels because of COVID. They're afraid to go out and they're afraid to have contact with people. They're even afraid for their own families, like what you're going through. So, um, you know, that makes sense. And yes, it was a laser surgery. Um, and it didn't take long, which was cool. But it still had some pretty scary, possible side effects, and um, everything's still blurry, and it kind of, I'm real sensitive to the light. I got it done on Friday. I had a slight headache. I didn't get dizzy or anything like that, but they scare you, you know. Oh, Mark, that's totally awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Mark sent a donation on the Cash App. I heard the phone beep, but I don't know where it is. Uh, but I do thank you for that. And if you guys haven't seen before, I will post the receipts up online. I really haven't made the donation yet, but I will, I promise. Um, It's just been crazy. And you know what's really cool? At least like 10 times a week, I wind up getting people who wind up uh, asking me to train them. And the truth of the matter is, I'm even afraid to take people from the YouTube channel because I used to take people off of truckingtruth.com, and then I had a really bad experience with somebody, uh, and then I figured, well, I'll just let Prime pick the people for me. And it's a real compliment when people ask me to train them, but then sometimes you get people that it just seems like they don't stop. They just, they almost seem stalkerish. And you start to wonder, like, how well do I know this person? You don't. That's the scary part. John says my aunt had that. All she would eat potato salad. I had to clean it out sometimes. Hey, Hans, that's not nice. Don't pick on Swift. I have plenty of friends that drive for Swift. They actually run faster than us. Bryson, I will be back in the truck in approximately 2 weeks, basically, because they are making me go for another DOT physical. So I have my follow-up, not this Friday, but the following Friday, and then I got to go for the physical and deal with, the submitting that to DMV. Thanks, Anne Marie. And that's great. Final Mile's awesome. And anytime anybody wants to post a link for that in here, that's awesome too. Some people don't know Final Mile assists uh, drivers' families in getting them back home for funerals after they pass away because, so many people are out on the road that are over the road and then something happens, God forbid, and you don't even think about getting back home. I don't know, Sophia. Maybe I got a request. I'm not sure. Wow. I'm getting all kinds of compliments tonight. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You guys are really helping out tonight. Unless it's raining, Swift goes 57 in the rain. Well, maybe. Mm. If I had you as a trainer, I would likely still be driving. Well, Mark, I appreciate that. Believe it or not, even I have a patience problem when it comes to some people. I just wrote an article about things that have pushed me to the point where I kicked people off my truck. And a couple of them I just refuse to take. Some of, like, people always want a fabulous trainer, you know. They want a fabulous trainer, but they don't, uh, sometimes they forget that they have to be a fabulous student for that fabulous trainer to want to teach them and want to keep them. And if I feel like I'm wasting all my time with somebody who's really not interested in learning, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to somebody who really is interested. If I have somebody that's just, first off, I can't stand negativity. I can't stand negative people. So for somebody that is just, um, you know, somebody that's constantly, my head hurts, my back hurts, my butt hurts, I can't do this, I'm too hot, I'm too cold. Okay, I get it. You know, Coming out here on the road is tough. You're out of your element, you miss home, I get that. But Mark couldn't get his sleep schedule. CPAP machine. The guy who wanted to pee while driving. Oh. Uh, yeah. I actually didn't kick him off the truck. He became a really good driver and made my fleet manager a good amount of money. Easy to drive while peeing. Use a large cup. Ha ha ha. Well, you know what? When you're in training and I'm your trainer and you have the audacity to sit there and tell me that you need a bottle so you can drive with one hand and urinate with the other, and I tell you no, then it's not a good idea for you to sit there and tell me that you can prove it to me that you can. It's just not a good idea because that's not going to work. I'm in charge. But I had somebody that was taking pictures driving in a construction zone with one hand and taking pictures with the other. That upset me badly. You know, driving down a mountain 10 miles per hour over the speed limit and and coming up on a curve and then being in my manual and not being able to get the truck in the lower gear because they weren't good enough to downshift and they didn't grasp the concept that they were like 20 miles per hour over the speed of the gear now. So they had to really slow down. Greedy one Kenobi. You know what? It's funny because I call him that to his face, and now other people are calling him that when they talk to him. I think it's hysterical. I even had a former student who wanted to come back to Prime. I called up and asked for Greedy One Kenobi. They didn't know who he meant. It was hysterical. Hey, Bryson, and guys, Bryson donated $20 earlier. Bryson says he's visiting his brother in 3 weeks in Howell, New Jersey. And you're not going to believe this. I know exactly where Howell, New Jersey is. I had a friend that lived up on Turkey Slough Road up near Route 19 off of 195 up there. No, I was in a manual transmission at the time. Told I wouldn't be team training and team driving. Literally was not allowed to sleep. Yeah, well, a lot of companies team train, at least for a little while. It is against the law not being able to get a 10-hour sleeper berth, but being in the sleeper berth and actually sleeping are two completely different things. And when you're a trainer and you have somebody that you really don't trust driving your truck, then let's see how much sleep you get. You know, just me being up, I'd sleep for maybe 45 minutes to an hour because I'm exhausted, and then I'd get up to check to make sure that this person was following the right route. I mean, when you have students that don't even read signs and you can't even be sure that they are going to, follow the directions, that's worrisome. When you have students that don't look in their mirrors and you tell them, look in the mirror, look in the mirror, look in the mirror. I mean, I'm one of those people that I'll actually say, what color is the car behind us? And if I see that they're not looking in their mirrors for a long time, I'll just holler out, bam! You just killed a Toyota. You just killed a family of four in a Toyota. I I I'm witchy like that, I guess. I'm really serious about my job. My job is to create people into shape them into safe and productive drivers so that they make money, so that the company makes money. Ooh, well, Anne Marie, you be safe. Yeah, Bouncing around in the bunk is terrible, and I I would actually make sure that we parked for a few hours just so that I could say, all right, you go in and take your shower and you go eat, and I'm going to sleep in the bunk. Um, I have a tendency to make sure that they sleep more than I do. Some people can do that and some people can't. I'm too afraid. I'm almost like it's like me having an infant child when you're, uh, like you hear every sound. And I don't go straight into teaming, which actually sucks because it affects my pay. I make less money when I run them as a solo truck. So the first like week to 2 weeks, I'm sitting in that passenger seat next to them. And that's even scary because there are some people that will do things in front of you that they know they shouldn't be doing at all. And if they're doing it in front of me, what are they doing when I'm asleep? That's really scary. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Hans. Time to drive Kearsey's number one. I appreciate that. I appreciate that so much, guys. Hans just gave another $10, so that gives the super chat up to 60. And Mark said he sent Cash App for 20, so we're up to 80 bucks just on this video. That is so awesome. And I really need everybody to be safe out there because this weather might get a little wild depending on where you're going to be. Millis pays the trainer and the trainee full rate for every mile the truck drives. Well, that is awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, but I had one student that didn't understand like the GPS. And so if you saw a right arrow, let's say, and it says, and I would have the voice activation, the voice on. So if it would say, in 1 mile, turn right onto I-44, because that student saw an arrow going right, the student would just take the first right. It wasn't I-44 and it wasn't 1 mile. And you just want to strangle him. But Millis paying full pay, that's pretty cool. With me, it's a little bit different. They do under 3,000 miles, they deduct money from me, but then over 3,000 miles, I get money, I get my full pay, but then above, like from 4,000 to 5,000 and above 5,000, I wind up getting a bonus on top of that. And then I get my fuel bonuses and my safety bonus and on time delivery bonus and all that kind of crap mixed in. So over the whole course, it, you know, but what it comes down to is if you're not interested in teaching people and you just want to do it for the money, don't train. Just don't train because you're not going to, if you're only in it for the money, it's not, I don't think it's enough to be honest with you. If I didn't like doing it, then I couldn't, I wouldn't waste my time. Heartland bought Millis a few changes. What kind of changes happened over there? Hans! Hans says you wish I would strangle you. I'm never gonna strangle you. Your new truck's lost a few features. What kinds of features? I want to hear all about it. Yeah, see? She wants to know too. We got inquiring minds on this video who want to know. Hmm. My trainer got a record high paycheck the week before he threw me under the bus. Yeah. What kind, some people think that having safety features on the truck, like the things that judge the critical events, they think it's not monitoring, but micromanaging. That's the word I'm looking for. And I don't really see it that way, but I kind of figure if you're driving safely, you're not going to have rollover alerts and speeding alerts and, front end collision alerts. Lost the top bunk and lost the swing out table. Hmm. Well, our Cascadias used to have a tabletop that came out. It was like a little desk drawer type of thing that had a top to it, and we don't have those anymore. Lost the air ride passenger seat. No drawers under the television. Ooh. Heartland Express wanted to hire me for heavy haul at 800 a week. I said no way. Mm. Well, I had a really nice guy who he wrote to me from here, uh, and he's from North Jersey. He asked me to come run one of his trucks, and well, let's say he didn't specifically ask me, "Hey, would you run?" But he was throwing out some figures, uh, and what he offered me, he thought $1,250 a week for a team expediting was good, and he sort of bragged about it. And if you're on here, I apologize. I'm not going to say your name, but you know, he was new to buying trucks. He, he drove locally, so he knew certain parts of the industry, but not others, and I found it interesting that I make, when I'm teaming, I would make in 1 week what both of his drivers put together made. And I thought that was crazy. and, and it was like, well, guess what? I'm never coming to work for you. I'm going to stay right where I am. I got a good setup where I am, you know. And you still have DirecTV and XM. Yeah, we pay for our Hirschbach, Anne Marie. Hirschbach, that's my friend at Wildbeard Trucking. And they do have lease purchases, but they also have company drivers. And his lease purchase is set up differently, uh, where they pay $750 a week, but it's for 4 years, and they don't have a balloon payment. And I don't think they do the down payment either. Or no, they have the balloon payment, but they don't have the down payment. But they only pay 99 cents a gallon for their fuel. So they have a completely different setup. I sat there and figured it out though, and like if you did a lease purchase at Prime, it came out to like $160,000. But if you did it at Hirschbach, their way, it was 190,000. So, and I didn't get into trying to sit there and figure out how much they pay for fuel, because even though they pay 99 cents for fuel, then the companies keeps the surcharge and they keep the rebates, and it's just too much to sit there and figure out. Yeah, I don't have XM radio. The DirecTV I paid for, Prime has a fleet, like a fleet deal, so we don't sign contracts or anything. Uh, yeah, Mark, I didn't mean to laugh at him, but I just needed to explain to him that, you know, when you start a trucking company, and I did talk about this in one of my videos on the playlist consider this, and people tell me, "Oh, I'm going to buy a truck and I'm going to buy 5 trucks and I'm going to start a fleet and all that." I'm like, "Okay, now who do you think's going to drive for you?" I know lease stops at Prime that try to get me to come on their truck, and they'll be like, "Oh, well, I'll pay you $1,000 a week to come team with me." Well, who the hell cares? I can make double that teaming as a company driver, so and I would still be a company driver on a lease truck at Prime. I'd still get my benefits and everything, but the pay gets negotiated between you and the lease op. So, you know, the forward-facing radar can be a pain in the neck, though, Tom, and that's because a lot of times bridges will cast shadows down, and all of a sudden it'll just slam on the brakes and it'll send a critical event. Now, the cool thing about Prime is that our safety people and our fleet managers are really on the ball. So if I message them and say, hey, that was just an overpass, they actually take the time to pull up the location, go on Google, see that I was at an overpass. They know that there was nobody in front of me. It gives them the distance of the object that was in front of me, so they can tell. They know if you're lying or not. And I did a critical event video where somebody was taking a curve too fast, and if I remember correctly, I think he took it at 38 and it was a 25. So then he sat there and lied to the fleet manager about the speed limit. And that was a real, you don't want to lie to your fleet managers. Just not a good idea. You break that trust, it's hard to get that back. Wow, Millis gives you guys a lot. Get an inverter and a refrigerator. Well, we get the inverters. I think they're 1500s. But the refrigerator I got with the freezer on top, and it was $200, and I've already had it for a year and a half. So honestly, like when people throw out things like that to me, the options, like I kind of figure like, well, guess what? If I'm making enough money at Prime, I could afford to pay my own $5 a month for XM radio or $10 for the refrigerator or whatever it comes out to. I really think that people need to um, be happy where they are and not so much be blinded by, uh, you know, options and bonuses, and they get all hung up on accessory pay and that kind of thing. I mean, well, no, Anne-Marie, Hirschbach does have company drivers, though. They do have company drivers. If you're interested in them, go check out Wild Beer Trucking. And I have his phone number and he gives it out on his channel. So feel free to call him up and tell him I sent you, and he will give you some really good information and straight answers. Hans, I don't really listen to the radio either. I use Pandora. Ah, so Millis has in and out facing cameras. Interesting. Okay. Now, is that one of the companies that gives you an extra cent per mile? I know that there's a couple companies out there that they'll give you an extra cent per mile for the inbound, and I'm pretty sure, Anne-Marie, that Hirschbach does that. I think they even do it for the lease purchases. But people get mad about that at Prime too, but they're really used as a training tool. Uh, we only have a few amount of drivers, like under 200 drivers, that wind up having the out-facing cameras, and they're really for training. They really only give them to the people that have a lot of critical events, and it's a way to see how they're driving to prevent them from having a future accident. DB! Dirty Broke 215. Guys, go check out Dirty Broke, because if you want to know anything about trucking, he is the guy who can help you. He knows all about the local. He's another Philly guy. He's one of my guys here in this area. Eagles fans. I don't know. Are they playing football yet? What are they going to do with all these sports seasons? I haven't been paying attention. Yeah, I could see Millis loads up the truck so that we don't just add a bunch of stuff to it. I could see that. Yo, DB, uh, what do you, how have you been? Because you know what? Email me. I'm off for the next couple weeks. Maybe, I don't know, maybe we'll get together. I got a new phone that might actually work with trying to commingle and do, you know, collabs with people now. And, I have a little bit of time. So, Millis, you have to have an internal driver-facing camera the first year if you went through their school. Experienced drivers can have internal turned off. Interesting. Mike got a job at Werner. Woohoo! Yay! All right. Well, Mike, make sure, and all of you guys, if you didn't hear, send me an email with a picture of you in front of your truck because I want to start posting that stuff. Um, yeah, Dirty Broke. Post the link to your channel. Anne Marie is a really cool follower. She's also on truckingtruth.com, which is where I originally started out. For those of you who don't know, I write some blog articles over there, and I'm a moderator over there. I've been on there for, I don't know, 5 years now. So, um, anybody that's new to trucking, there's a bunch of information over there. There is a forum, but there's also news pages, trucking news, and then blog articles that are written by drivers. We employ recruits, no experience required. The internal has probably caused me to not do a few stupid things. You know what? I'm going to tell you. The one student I had really drove me nuts. There you go, Anne-Marie. DB215 is posting his link. Go subscribe to his channel. He's really cool. Tom only reads over there. Well, say hi to us once in a while. We like people. Honestly, like the past couple of months have just been crazy trying to train, and now with this eye thing going on for me. So I really haven't been on YouTube. I haven't been watching people like I normally do. It kind of sucks because I really, really love all the support that everybody gives me, and I try to make sure I give it back. And so it's just been really kind of nuts. But I should be back on the road in like 2 weeks. And I'm going to try. I was trying to write some new articles for Trucking Truth. Since I have time, I have downtime, but everything's so blurry. So I had to like enlarge the screen so big to be able to see. Yeah, Anne Marie, Hans is he's an instigator. He goes into other people's chat rooms and other people's live feeds and then goes in there and tells them that I'm the best YouTuber. And that's mean. Oh yes, Anne Marie, go check out Chasing America too. They're still in here. Go subscribe to them. Chasing America, another really positive channel. DB is really cool because he does a lot of healthy foods. He does healthy exercises. I keep looking at him saying, damn, I need to motivate myself. I need to motivate myself. And last year, when I first started this channel, I really was motivated to lose weight and I lost like 40 pounds. I did. And then I don't know. I went home for the holidays and it just ruined it, and I just did not get back in my flow. And then when uh when I took a teammate in February, I was like, "All right, we're gonna do this. We're gonna stop off at gyms all over the country. This is gonna be great." And guess what? boom, that's when COVID hit. And I was like, God's just trying to tell me just to give up the weight loss thing for a little while. But I did start to notice that my double chin was coming back, and there's such wonderful trolls on YouTube that will remind you that you're getting fat again. And it's so nice, but whatever. Oh, you know what? I didn't understand that either, Hans, when you said it. But Werner is where the first guy on the road that came up to me and came on to me, the guy who I did a video about it, some of you guys might have seen, where I'm walking through the truck stop with my laundry basket in my hand. And this guy, uh, he comes up and he's like, I know you. I'm like, no, you don't. And I keep walking and he grabbed my arm and he's like, I know you. And I'm like, no, you don't, because you know grabbing me is dangerous to your health. So let go, And he's like, oh, well, are you a driver? No, I just come to the freaking truck stop to do my laundry and pay, $3 a cycle for freaking laundry. Oh, see, you ban trolls. I don't ban trolls. You know what? I just sit there and blow kisses at them, and I say thank you so much for all of your support, because even when you give me a thumbs down, it boosts my channel. Woohoo! So you're not gonna bother me. Yes, Jeffrey. I was supposed to do it at the end of September, and after one of my tests last week, it came back and the doctor was like, no, we want to do it sooner. So I just wound up having it done on Friday. So I'll be back to work in a couple weeks. Oh, see, Mike got a great route in the reefer division. He's happy. And you know what? I think people really need to um to be happy for each other. Like, one thing I really like about DB215 is that even though I'm over the road and he's local, we've never sat there and tried to talk each other into doing the other. He's on there saying and encouraging people, this is something you could do, and he's answered my questions, but he's never like bashed me for being over the road, which I hear from a lot of people, believe it or not. Like, people want to convince me that over the road sucks, and my thing is like, hey, local is awesome for him, and it might be awesome for me in the future if things in my life change. But right now, I'm really happy, and I'm really happy at Prime. So, if somebody goes to Werner and they're enjoying it, or Swift and companies that get bashed, if they're learning and they get their foot in the door and they're happy where they are, why try to talk them out of it? Doesn't make any sense. Too many women post poorly written proposals. Well, I got news for you. They are not women. They are Nigerian scammers, and I get them too. One guy flat out told me that he wanted to use me to get into the country. No, I did not hear the Sirius radio interview. Uh-oh. You love about me. I hope he's trying. I hope Mike's saying that he loves that. I just want everybody to be happy. I don't think anybody should put others down. I get people like, especially owner. It makes me laugh. These owner ops that are driving trucks that are almost as old as me, and that's pretty old, will sit there like telling me that I should go get a real job. I should go get a better company. Oh, maybe one day you'll get yourself a good paying job. I'm like, okay, and you're getting 5 miles to the gallon in a truck older than me that's going clunk, clunk, clunk. And you're paying for the fuel, and I'm not. And I'm going home, and you're not. Well, John, yes, you better. You better go get things checked out. Well, Jeffrey, then do what you got to do to make things happen. And, you know, and like Jeffrey's saying, he's still hoping to come to Prime in October to November timeframe. So, get your things in order, have a plan, and set your goals and get them done. See, I'm going to be honest with you. I just had in my head, okay, I'm going to do this. I applied to Prime on Saturday, and I was on the bus coming into Prime the next Saturday. Honest to God. Ah, John, so what? Let them block me. There was this one guy that wrote on every single video, "You're fat, you're fat, you're fat." And I wrote back, "But I still love you." I still love you. Thanks for supporting me. He went back and now I'm guessing he erased them. Maybe somebody else put in a report against him and YouTube took them down. It doesn't matter to me, you know. Yeah. Every once in a while, like there was one guy that wrote on the thing that says, and it was a man. Like, this is something I expect a woman to say. A man wrote on there and said, "Love the video, but lose that color lipstick." And I was like, wow, that's something I expect a woman to say. You know, uh, sometimes there's this one guy, he will post on like every video, "Your voice is so annoying. Who cares what you have to say?" And then he'll tell me something that I said at the end of the video. And I'll be like, "Oh, okay, but you sat there and you listened for the whole 20 minutes, so I love you." You know, I can type it on the screen. I love you. That way you don't have to listen to my voice. So, so there are some more people coming in. How you doing tonight, Sam? Where are you? Are you in the storm? Are you being safe? She says I'm not fat and I'm healthy. Well, thank you. I'm actually very strong. Um, I was so excited. I'll tell you, though, something that does make me feel like a man is all this shaving out on the road. You guys just don't understand. When women go into the showers, there's no ledges for us to shave our legs. It totally sucks. So I go and I get them waxed. But with COVID, I couldn't get waxed and I was shaving and I hate it. Ugh, I just hate it. But and I was like, yes, 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 I got waxed. Woohoo! Oh, Mark, I appreciate that. I'm serious. Like there was one person that wrote on. He went into another. I was in a live feed on. Oh, it was another Prime driver. You can't remember who it was, but I was in a. It was a smaller channel, and somebody went in and they made a troll account called Kearsey's Wigs. And he just kept writing over and over, Kearsey wears wigs. I'm like, yeah, I didn't hide it. I did a whole video about it. I changed them on the screen. Like, you think that's a trolling? Come up with something more original. Your bunk is calling you. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you stopping in, Tom. And, I'm gonna try to get back. Oh yeah, waxing. It can be painful, but it's I'd rather deal with that pain than have to sit there and because I'm a klutz. So without the ledge for my foot, I just slip and slide all over. I know I'm gonna bash my head in the shower one day, and then I'm gonna be all embarrassed that they have to call in the fire department to come get me out of the damn shower. Hans, what do you mean you want to go to the dungeon? Oh, okay. This is a trucking truth, like a legend that gets passed down over the years. It's just hysterical. And I got to tell you, it started by a guy named Tractor Man, who's a good friend of mine. And it was in the forum. And he used to tease me that I always drove nights, and he used to call me a vampire. And he made a comment that said something like, "Well, be careful because she's a vampire, and she'll sleep in her coffin in the dungeon, and if you're bad, she'll lock you up in her dungeon." Well, this thing has gotten passed down the years that I lock people in a dungeon under my truck. It's so funny. You guys are crazy. Oh, Mike. Mwah. Oh, see, you can't even see me. I'm blowing kisses to you. I appreciate that. I uh, I don't care what people say. That's the Jersey part of me. You know, Eh, eh, it's like there was somebody recently that really, really tried to hurt my feelings, and I'm like, you can't hurt my feelings if I don't allow you to. Word gets around what they do, and even though they change their screen names, they forget to change how they say things. That's true. That's true. Oh, you guys are being too sweet. Mark says they know the dungeon's real. It's not. Oh, well, see, okay. Another part of that whole story is that I start meeting people on truckingtruth.com. I've met more people from that forum than any other member of the forum. So over the years, I would befriend somebody, and then the next thing you know, they would progress and they'd hit their year solo, and they didn't need the forum anymore as support. And oh my gosh, Hans wants $5. He thinks he wants to pay $5 admission to get into the dungeon. It's not that kind of a dungeon, Hans. But so I wound up having uh people that I'd meet up with them, and we would talk on the phone, and I would be sort of like a mentor to them for a while, and then they would disappear, and they just went on to leasing or bought a truck or changed companies or whatever. And Trucking Truth Forum a lot of times starts out as like a stepping stone for people who are coming into trucking, and they use the CDL permit exam preps and some of the information for the pre-trips and things like that. It's a support system through training. And then once people gain experience, a lot of times they just go away. And maybe they might pop back every year or every 2 years or something like that. But I think I have a list of like 47 people over the years that I've met from the forum, and only a handful of them are still there. Hey, Mark, be nice. You're making me sound, uh, you know, like I'm not, like, you're making me sound like a bad girl. And that's not what that was about at all. And Chasing America, I always have book ideas. I just don't have any time to write the books. I swear one of these days I'm going to buy a boat, I'm going to move to Aruba, and I'm just going to write my books. Oh, yeah. Mike says looks change over time. Brett gets old fast? Ooh. 6 months on the road is my dungeon. Okay. And I'm not staying on the road 6 months. That's not happening. I stop, I get my hotels. You guys see that? I got teased so badly about the hotels the past month or so that you know, But yeah, guys, we're up to $85 tonight going to Meals on Wheels, so that's totally awesome. Plus all of the ad time and the Cash App and PayPal and all that good stuff. So I thank you. But come on, you guys must want to talk about something else. Don't you guys have any trainer stories or horror trainee stories? I want to hear you guys talk about stories for a change. I tried to get it going. Han stays out 6 to 8 months at a time. That's insane to me. Now, when you say that, are you saying that you don't take like even 2 or 3 days off at all? Like in the middle of nowhere? Because like the last time I was home, I think was March. So this is the first time I've been home since March, but I know I was in Springfield for at least 3 weeks. Um, between my truck being in the shop, I had to take a class. I took a week vacation there. I spent time with Jenny that was on here earlier. Mwah. Thanks, Mike. You be safe. Have a good night. Sweet dreams. And I'm going to see you out here trucking along. Stop me when you see me. Yeah, I don't know where that comes from. Anne Marie's coming after you, Mark. Well, Hans is asking, he's got no wife and kids, so why go home? And I don't mean just a matter of going home, but just to get off the truck, just for your own sense of sanity. Like, I have to get off the truck. I want a hotel. I want to go swimming. I want to sit in a hot tub, a jacuzzi. I want to go get, that's another thing, massages that COVID screwed up for me. I haven't had a hot stone massage in a long time. It sucks. Um, I was hoping that things were going to get better, and as Anne Marie pointed out earlier, it's not getting better. Things that were opening up are now closing back up. And here in Jersey, right in my area, I don't know if you guys have seen in the news, there's a gym that they tried to open and then the cops came to close them down, and then it opened again, and then the cops came and arrested them, and then they're getting petitions signed, and they're being threatened, and it sucks. The last girlfriend dumped you because you refused to go local. Well, you should have told her to come out on the truck with you. Or maybe you need to get a trucker girlfriend to team with. I think one of these days I'm going to set up a trucker dating site. I get a lot of questions about dating. And I'm kind of like, well, with COVID, how do you date normally? There's no place to go. You got a better chance of dating a trucker now. At least he has a truck and you guys can drive around and see things even if you're just passing by. Persian conversion. That was a story. That was somebody that I think he only had 2 months out solo, and he rolled the truck coming down the mountains in a curve with logs. He was hauling logs. That was an interesting story. If you guys have never read that and you're new, then make sure you go on truckingtruth.com and search in the search bar, put Persian conversion, and you could read a story that was crazy. Yeah, Anne Marie, that's actually that gym is right down the street from where my brother lives and right next to the post office that I worked at for a long time. Oh, okay. Now she's mentioned the Prime Fitness. We at Prime, we have all different. We have a driverhealthandfitness.com, I think it is. And so anybody can go on there, and there's a lot of recipes and information. And there's that Prime Inc. has videos on their channel of exercises you can do in the truck, just laying in the bed, and different squats and lunges and things like that, and crunches and things. Um, so, but that website, Driver Health and Fitness, if you scroll down, there's a list of over 300 gyms that have truck parking or overnight parking. And I was really excited. And then COVID hit. And I'm not gonna, you know. Oh, Hans, there you go. The Prime lawsuit that everybody was sending me emails about. Am I getting money from it? I'm sure I'm not. Do I care? No. Uh, I'm going to venture to guess that it's going to lease ops. And, I think the whole contract is, the whole lawsuit is really stupid. The first line on the lease contract at Prime is, by signing this contract, you will not be a Prime Inc. employee. You will be an independent contractor. You will not be entitled to benefits. You will be on a 1099. You will not be on a W-2. It goes into this whole explanation. So, it also tells you exactly how much the truck is going to cost. It talks about what you turning in the truck, the costs involved with turning in the truck, all those kinds of things. If you sign the straight lease, if you go with the lease purchase, it's a different contract. But it just makes me laugh that somebody who signed that paper could then turn around and say, I didn't know that I didn't get to keep the truck. That was just crazy, you know. And I think it just makes people look bad. And he even said at one point on one of the interviews that he made more money as a company driver than a lease. Okay, well, then why didn't you just turn around and turn in the lease? It was a walkaway lease. When you realized you weren't making money, why didn't you just turn in the lease and go back to being company? The reason why he didn't do that was because he waited so long that he was in the hole for so much that he didn't want to have to pay them back. So he's reneging on his contract. Bryson, trainer had a heart attack while I was driving in a snowstorm. I had to stop, call an ambulance. He was okay though. I got stuck at the Laramie Petro for a week. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm hoping he was okay. Did he survive? I'm not showing my face because I can't see. I wasn't gonna try to do my hair and makeup, and I had to enlarge the screen so much that, because of my eye surgery, that I just didn't want to show my face. Sorry. I'll let you see me when I look a little better. I wasn't even sure how long the screen it was, because if you're just coming in, I had eye surgery and kind of sensitive to the light, so I wasn't even sure how long I was going to get to be on with the screen. All the ones in Ohio are correct regarding the gyms. Hmm. Put on Stevie Wonder shades. Well, and you know what? Now John just pointed something out. That's who's going to get, the lawyers are going to get the money from the lawsuits. That's who's going to get it, you know. And there is somebody on Trucking Truth who, seemed a little trollish to me, where he was like going on about, oh, well, it's standing up for the driver. No, it's not. It's not standing up for the driver. And it was a settlement, which means that it didn't come to a decision, which means as long as it's not an actual decision, there's no precedence, which is why these companies settle. They don't want it to go to precedence. So, you know, what's it mean? I think somebody worked it out to sit there and say, well, it was going to be like $600 or $700 a driver. Big deal. You know, I get more than that when my student upgrades or, when my truck goes in the shop. So, whatever. Oh, it was a mild heart attack. Thanks, Mark. Mwah, you have a good night, and thanks for the Cash App. I appreciate it. I didn't see it, my phone. I don't know where it is, but I heard it beep. So you be safe. Have a good night. Yeah, see, John, that's crazy with the lawyers. It's like the lawyers are going to walk away with millions of dollars, and yes, Hans, my cell is still the same. And it's like, what are the drivers going to get out of it? And I really, really hate when people who are not involved in the companies, like you will never ever hear me sit here and try to put, you know, my own spin on a company I've never worked for. Can I tell you that my friend went through something? Yes, but to be honest with you, I usually don't give that information out either. I usually don't name the company. It's more of a warning for me to tell you what to look for, you know, because I don't have firsthand knowledge. And there are some very large trucking YouTube channels that will go on and on about things of how Prime does things and how they're wrong. And, oh, here's another mega carrier. I was on a woman's channel who sat there going on and on and on about how, quote unquote, we told you there was going to be a sexual harassment thing. Here's another mega carrier, disrespecting women. And I'm like, hold up. We got a higher percentage of women than some companies have drivers. I mean, I think we're up to like 1,200 women or something at my company right now. And it's like, you know, I think I have a friend at CFI, and I think CFI has 2,000 drivers, so we have more than half of their company. Like, give me a break. So, anyway, I've been on here for an hour and a half, and you guys raised like 85 bucks, something like that. So that is like so cool. I do appreciate it. Well, you know what, Hans, again, some of them give out good information and some of them don't. And, sometimes I just want to go on some of the channels and smack people across the face and say, wake up, where the hell have you been driving? uh, you know, I think that when you come into anything, whether it's trucking or any industry, you come in and you only know your own experience. You know, I don't know local driving, so I'm not going to try to give advice on it. Will I tell you why I don't want to go local? Sure. Can I tell you my friends have certain experiences that they went local and why, when I compare what they tell me about their job that I don't like and I can't do it, then, you know, that's one thing. But these people that put up things all the time about mega carriers suck and all that, I can't do it. John says, yeah, you wind up feeling too embarrassed to buy the $10 check that you get. Yeah, and a lot of people I think do wind up criticizing, like CR England is a big one that people wind up bashing. And my thing with CR England is that there are some people who have made really bad mistakes in their life. And if CR England is where they need to go to start out, then that's what they need to do. Especially if it's only a year, you can survive anything for a year. But I know people who went to CR England and were teaming with their husband and they loved it. And something that I never thought about until it was brought up to me was um, like the three-person truck. To me, that's way, way too much money. Oh my God! Wow! Holy crap! Bryson just added another 20 bucks and says, let's go over 100. Wow! We got 100 bucks in an hour and a half. That's crazy. This is awesome, guys. I appreciate it so much, Bryson and Hans. You guys are like so awesome. This is like a record. This is a record live feed for me. Woohoo! You know, I have a problem with the England three-person truck until I talked to a couple women. And one thing that I never considered was that because of the three-person truck, now the husband and wife get to team together while they're training. And the way they worked it is that the trainer sits in the passenger seat, the student is driving, the one student is in the lower bunk, and then halfway through the day, the second student winds up taking over. So the one trainer is like sitting there through the whole day. And it really made husband wife teams feel comfortable. It also allowed females to be on a truck with another female and then be trained by a male. And the male felt comfortable knowing there was another set of eyes in there that he wouldn't get accused of something. And the woman felt, comfortable that there was another set of eyes in there that they wouldn't get harassed. So I could see that working for some people. Tom worked for US Express, Swift, and Transport America and FedEx. Yeah, I thought about lower bunk. No, that's not my dungeon. Well, yeah, because in the CR England trucks, the newer trucks, I think they started about a year or 2 years ago, they have a lower bunk and then they have the upper bunk and then across above the seats above the driver and passenger seat, there's a third bunk. So, like in my truck, I have the lower bunk where I sleep, that's my bed, and then the student has their bed. But Prime's policy is they have to sleep in the lower bunk when I'm driving, when we're actually teaming. So, you're not allowed to drive with a student in the top bunk, which is something that I saw some stupid YouTuber who was new. She got fired because she was filming from the top bunk and somebody turned her in. Now, I don't know if Prime saw it or somebody messaged them and told them. Well, CRA is not like that for all trucks. All training trucks aren't like that. There is a YouTuber that I saw that used to train there and did the three, and he was saying that, you know, he didn't mind training females as long as there were two females on a truck because of that. So, um, you know, like I said, that's something that CR England sucks, period. Look, I'm trying to give a company a positive light. I'm trying. Oh my gosh, you guys are so funny. But I mean, like, we could sit here and pick apart any company, and no company's going to be perfect. No company's going to be perfect. No situation's going to be perfect. I have a friend, he did a year at Prime. He went to Old Dominion. I love him dearly. He might even be involved in here. Whoa, Penguin Lizzie flies in with $9.99. I thank you. This is awesome. Now we're up to like uh I don't know. I lost count because I can't find my phone. I heard a few beeps on the Cash App, but here it's at $94 on this chat. So I appreciate that. I know there's at least another 20 bucks on the Cash App that Mark had sent earlier. So Penguin Lizzie, I appreciate your donation. And Bryson and Hans, they are really great. And Penguin, you tell us about yourself. Well, you know what, John? I expect that if people don't know what they're talking about, then they shouldn't talk about things. You know, like, uh, and I know that there are people that are all going to say, no, Millis isn't taking all bunks out. They're only taking the top bunk out, right? Penguin Lizzie is a new CDL holder. Woohoo! Hey, Trucker Dean Show. Well, here you go. I'm going to give you a little wrench. And, because I don't think you've been in here before. I do that because I want people to be able to come in here. I have a lot of new drivers and people that are in school and things like that. New people that are interested, they may be looking for trucking channels. So I give everybody a wrench that comes in that has a channel. And since I haven't seen you before, I started this, I think in March or April. Um, and I pledge to donate all proceeds from the channel, including the revenue from the commercials, the ads, and the Cash App, and even my referral bonuses at Prime. To the end of the year, everything is going to Meals on Wheels uh, because of COVID. You know, there are so many people that are just too afraid to go shopping, and they've increased their requests from elderly 90% since COVID started. So it's a good organization. And we got to remember there's a lot of veterans too. You know, I mean, a lot of the older generations were veterans. So we're helping people that supported our country just by trying to collectively add in some stuff here and there. So, oh, so Penguin, did have you been hired on in a company yet? And what division are you looking to join? Did you want to do reefer or flatbed or dry van? Yeah, Hans is asking who you're driving for. Trucker Dean, uh, what are you driving and where are you driving? Yeah, Penguin, I wasn't really sure if I was last year when because this channel's like new. I haven't even been on a year yet. But when I hit like 500 subscribers, I wound up donating money to Toys for Tots. And then as we went on, I donated money to like the Celadon drivers that were stranded and things like that. Because I just figure it's better to try to give back. You know, things are really good in my life, and I may not have gotten here to where I am without people that were, you know, at least supporting me and educating me and spending time with me and being my support system. So, you know, I think it's really important. Still deciding on a mega company. Well, uh, if you're on truckingtruth.com, there's a bunch of lists on there, and different reviews of companies. And if you even throw out some companies to me uh, that you're interested in, then I could probably direct you to some YouTube channels that are there. And there's Trucker Dean right there saying that he's an independent contractor at the Big Orange. So that's Schneider. Are Schneider hiring again? Somebody had said that they weren't. You want to do over the road for 1 year? That makes a lot of sense. If you're interested in Prime, you want to come and talk to me, I'll answer all your questions. I got a ton of videos on Prime, but my thing really isn't trying to talk to somebody into Prime. I want people to be happy with where they are and what they're doing. So when people say to me, "Oh, well, I really want home time flexibility," my option would be rail. Uh, but you have to live in their area because they'll have, like, say 2 weeks out and then 4 days home, or they have 7 days out and 7 days home, which of course you're only working half a year at that point, so you're only making half the money. However, you know, I'm in a situation where that would actually sound like a good deal to me now. So, I'll answer any of your questions, and I am donating my referral bonuses to Prime to Meals on Wheels as well. And since I haven't seen you in here before, I post the receipts when I make the donations. I'm home on surgery right now. I won't be back to work for a couple weeks. So many charities, and you really don't know where your money is going. Well, that might be true, but Toys for Tots, I had people that were, truly involved in those, in that, and I know the money was going to good things. Um, when I was home before I got on the road, I had friends that we would go and buy toys and give them out at some of the high schools, I'm sorry, some of the grade schools and the middle schools and elementary schools and stuff, and some of the younger urban areas, Camden for one. The high schools, we would just go give gift certificates out and gift cards. But Prime's trading is very long. They do have a new option though. It's 30,000 miles with a trainer. And then if you find somebody you're willing to team with, or they can hook you up with somebody, then you'll upgrade, but you have to commit to teaming for a certain amount of time. I think it's 2 months. So it gets the person away from a trainer and puts them in a better money-making situation. Personally, I'm doing the team training, and it's 50,000 miles, and I think that's a long time. But it is what it is. And honestly, most people don't feel confident enough to go out on the road, unless, of course, you're coming off of my truck. Because by the time somebody gets off of my truck, they've already been running my truck for about a month, and they're really ready to get their own. So, ooh, North Carolina's being hit with 85-mile-per-hour winds. Hey, Matt, how you doing? I am skilled at trailer backing. Is it a good idea to do hot shot local driving? I have no idea. I'm not even going to try to discuss that. If somebody in here wants to talk about hot shot, hey, let me know. Yeah, we got a couple people in here from North Carolina. But Penguin Lizzie, don't let people discourage you from certain companies. See what works for you. I was really interested in somebody that was going to pay me during training, somebody was going to allow me to take my cat, which I know people are like, oh, that's so stupid. But no, I need somebody to take my cat. And um, also, uh, I needed somebody that was going to teach me. Now, you already have your CDL. I didn't have my CDL, so I needed a schooling program. Um, but I kind of figured I could put up with anything for a year. I'd already put up for a decade and a half, over a decade and a half at the post office. So, you know, a former postal worker from New Jersey with, house, bunch of siblings, a handful of siblings. Oh yeah, there wasn't anything that was going to scare me over the road. Just wasn't going to happen. So Matt, what have you been up to? Because I've been out of here for a while. Anne Marie, I'm not going to forget your favorite charity. I, I, I can't see to post the link up here though. So I'll do a video about that. How about that? I'll do a video about, uh, I'll do a whole video about it and I'll post the links and all that good stuff. All right, Anne Marie? Yeah, Hans is saying Penguin Lizzie should try companies like Knight Swift, Schneider Prime. Um, we do we do have a long training. So, but and I talked earlier about, you know, great. Every student wants a great trainer, but great trainers want great students. So, if you want a great trainer, I think you really need to have to earn it. That sounds obnoxious, I guess, to say it that way, but if not, I'm just wasting my time on somebody who doesn't really want to learn. You know, I mean, if you want this and you want to make the commitment, fine, I'll make the commitment to teach you. But if I'm sitting here, like, really putting in my effort and you're sitting there playing games on your phone instead of listening to me, then it's not it's not a good thing of my time. Excuse me. It's not a good use of my time. Han says my trainer at Swift was cool. Me and him got along real well. Yeah, well, you're a handful. I don't know if I could have dealt with you on my truck. I don't know about that. Mm. And that's funny too. I was walking through the terminal a couple weeks ago. Now, Averett, that they have a backing school. Now, Averett is interesting. Lester, how you doing tonight? What do you know about Averett? Because I only had one friend that worked there, and he was home every weekend. The truck had to be parked at the terminal. It was P&D is what he did. And even though he had been at Prime for over a year and he teamed the whole time he was at Prime, when he went to Averett, he felt extremely incompetent and not ready for that job. So, uh, I'm kind of interested to see what you know about them because I don't know anything other than what he told me, but you also don't always get the whole story when you hear from other people. I mean, not that saying that he wasn't uh, a reliable source, I believed him, but a lot of times when you have people that are new, they might not understand everything that's going on around them. Good night, Anne-Marie. I appreciate it. All right. Good night. See, you guys are giving me video ideas. Okay, so Lester was a driver at Averett. Did you like it? How were you treated? Was the money okay? Did they have different home time options? Are they even over the road? Han says I would love to train him. Well, I don't know. See, and you know what? That's a problem with trainers too, is that I had one student that was so incredible, and he was just the perfect student. And unfortunately, now I feel like I compare people to him. Like, he just was a really safe driver. When I asked him, "Do you understand this?" he would tell me yes or he would tell me no. And it just was easy to train somebody like that. But usually, a lot of times, I'll talk to somebody and it's going right over their head, and I'll say, "Well, do you understand, or do I need to explain it in a different way?" And, it's, "I got it, I got it, I got it." And then you come to find out, no, they didn't. They didn't have any clue what I was talking about. It's just like I'd rather have people just be honest with me. Because if I have to, I'll get somebody else. I'll get another trainer to explain it to them. I'm not afraid of that. But Lester, since you're newer into this chat, we've raised, like, I think we're up to $120 something dollars. $120 just tonight in this live feed in the 2 hours we've been on, which is going to be donated to Meals on Wheels. Between Hans and Bryson and Penguin Lizzie, we've been getting some good donations here tonight. And there was Mark Lee was in here earlier, and he's already gone. So I just want to make it clear that I will be posting up receipts for the $300. I think it was $307 or something from last month. Bryson says Millis sounds like a good company to train with. There was a guy who had a channel named Trucker Who. He documented his whole first year. It was about 2 years ago. Well, that's cool. Hey! Han says I sound like a wonderful teacher, but kind of snobby. Wow. I am snobby, I admit it. Where I don't know where Slim Shady is. Usually Slim Shady makes fun of my snobbiness. But it's true. I'm going to shower every day. I don't want somebody who's going to leave trash all over my truck. I don't want somebody who's going to urinate in the bottles and leave them all over my truck. I want to get out and get into a hotel and go swimming every once in a while. I want good restaurants with steaks. Like, I want filet mignon, darn it. And that's another thing that COVID ruined for me. All my steak houses were closed. So, it is what it is. So, Lester, where are you driving now? If you used to drive for Averett, who do you drive for now? See, I'm all being nosy. Inquiring minds want to know. uh, I haven't heard anything bad about Millis. I really haven't. Usually when people tell me bad things, it's usually they're not making money. That's really what people will write to me and say. And it usually has more to do with their lack of time management skills and just being new and not having that sense of urgency to try to get everything on time, or not calling up the customer to see if they can move up the appointment, not trip planning properly to give themselves enough time to get through cities or to find parking. That first few months you're out there solo, that's what's what people usually tell me, oh, I hate this company, it sucks, I'm not making money. And those are the times that they'll turn around and tell me, oh, well, that's when I went lease. And it's like, well, that's not helping you make money. Because the truth of the matter is, whether you go company or you go lease, there's a possibility the first few months when you're learning um, that you're not going to make money. Owner up at Landstar. I had a friend who was FedEx. She teamed with her husband and she did FedEx on what they call it. It's a custom critical, but she calls it something like Surface. I think it's their Surface division. And then they left FedEx and they went to Landstar and they did Landstar for 6 months. And they said they made so much more money at FedEx that they went back and then they did their white glove division. And with the white glove, they stayed there a long time, for years, and they wound up buying additional trucks, and it was a really good situation for them. Ooh, Dean just told me to check my Cash App, and the problem is I don't know where the heck my phone is. I heard it beep when Mark sent the money earlier, and I can't find it now. So, but I appreciate any donation you've made. Oh wait, I found my phone. Woohoo! Oh, thank you. Trucker Dean just added money. Thank you. And he said, keep up the positive videos. I thank you so much for that $10. That's awesome. Oh, Lester's getting ready for surgery. Ooh. John, are you telling me to go and become Dr. Phil? Because that's not my plan. There's too many crazies in the world. Can't help everybody. FedEx drivers are crazy drivers, especially the doubles and triples. I do admit that I think FedEx drives way too fast. My friend, white glove division is reefer though, and they make decent money. So she was really happy with that. Hmm. Yeah, well, you know what, guys? We've been on for 2 hours now, and you guys, most of you have stuck with me the whole thing. Oh, you don't want me to be, I wish I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm a lot better at other people's problems than my own. Yeah, the double 53s. Those are crazy people. I know that I have seen a Qualcomm, and it was from UPS, where there was a message sent out over their Qualcomm that basically said, you need to drive faster. But hey, Slim Shady, I was just saying, where's Slim Shady? Because they called me a snob. Slim Shady always makes fun of my snobbiness. So where are you, Slim? And I know I was just gonna get off, but every time I do this, then somebody else pops in. I'm great at solving my own problems. Oh, I don't know about that. I guess I try. I think it's easier to solve other people's, though. You all want to be psychoanalyzed? I don't know if people could handle some of the things I would say about them. But, I'd be like, you're too negative. You are toxic. Get the hell off my truck. uh, it's funny though. Would you believe that they psychoanalyze dogs? I kid you not. Back in 2004, actually 2003, I had a Dalmatian that I absolutely loved. One of these days, I think I'm going to make a video of her for you guys because she was just adorable. Um, and it cost me like $10,000 to save this dog's life. And when they took her into the hospital, um, they they did a they did a doggy psychologist analysis on her, and they charged me $400. And they said to me, "You have a happy, well-adjusted dog who loves her home life." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding me!" Like, I really needed to tell me something I don't know. You need to be freaking psychic to charge me $400 to tell me something. I was like, what do I get for 900? Could you give me something I don't know for 900? John, the 53-foot trailers, they'll pull two of them. Some of these line haul companies, and they're too much to control. The back trailer will wiggle all over the place. So even when you have the smaller trailers they call pups, so if you have two or three pups, especially the triples, that back trailer just like wiggles all over the place, and it fishtails, especially in the snow and the ice and the rain. And my first week out, first week behind the wheel, I was in school, and I was so nervous, and I was merging into an off ramp, and a FedEx triple came flying past and hit my mirror, and I freaked out, and I was like, "What?" Hey, Han says he'd just leave me at a truck stop. That's not funny. That's not funny at all. Yeah, but John, this FedEx hit me, and he hit my mirror, and it went boom, right? And it scared the heck out of me. And my trainer reaches across me over my head and starts screaming into the CB, and he's like, "FedEx, you just hit my mirror, you jerk." And he's screaming and yelling. I'm like, "What am I doing? Am I chasing the FedEx, or am I going down the off ramp? What am I doing?" And you know, I didn't realize at the time there was no way I was gonna catch up to FedEx. Not in a prime truck. I didn't know that. Anyone in their mid to late 20s still laboring in the heat of the day needs their heads checked. Well, I think some of the people that come into trucking need their heads checked, because right now with COVID, people are like, "Oh, well, truckers still got their jobs, and I love driving. I want to travel the country, so I'm going to come be a trucker." I'm like, screw you. It doesn't work that way. Just doesn't work that way. All right. Oh, I just got more money from the Cash App. That's like so cool, guys. This is from Bob the Trucker. Whoever that is, there must be a Bob the Trucker in here, unless he's looking at some other video. So, Bob the Trucker. you know, if you're out there watching, I appreciate it. All right, but I'm really gonna get off now. So I thank you guys. All be safe, and I'm gonna try to do some videos. Like I said, I'm not really back into my eyesight yet. Um, I'm not getting rich tonight because you know I'm donating it. Meals from Wheels is gonna allow some old people to eat, and that's nice. That makes me feel good, and I really do appreciate that with the donations from all you guys and your hard work. You know, we can make a difference out there because there's some really negative things going on in the world and in the country, but the solidarity of doing something good is really cool. Hour north of Vegas on 15. Honestly, I'm glad I'm not there. Slim, I'm glad I'm not there. Sorry. But I'm kind of enjoying being home. You know, I haven't seen my mom in, I think, since March. So, what is it, August now? So, I've been on away from home for a long time. And anyway, thanks so much. I appreciate it. I love having all you guys. Thank you so much for liking and subscribing and sharing and commenting all the time, and you know, and being concerned about me when I don't have as much time, and you know, sending me all the well wishes, and always know that I am here for you guys if you send me emails. You know, most of the people that really need help, I'm going to give them my phone number through the email. And, you know, if you are at Prime and you need help and you don't know who to talk to, make sure you get a hold of me. And that's it. You have a great night, and I hope to see you out here trucking along. Bye, guys. Oh, I am Snobby One Kenobi. There you go. My fleet manager is Greedy One Kenobi, and I am Snobby One Kenobi. I love you guys. Bye.